G'day YouTube, this is the Maddest Man here. Anyway, what am I working on this time? It's a blue 1998 Mitsubishi Pajero. Now, as you can see, I've got the bonnet off, and this car my friend bought back a couple of years ago, and he basically had a roadworthy done on it to get it on the road, and they changed his rocker cover seals, which basically I'll show you the old motor because it's easy to explain. As you can see, it is really greasy all around the sides of the head, around, oh, I can't see it, but the sides of the motor are absolutely filthy. Maybe on this side you can see how much oil has been leaking from the top. So he had all these seals replaced, including the seals underneath in between here in spark plug tubes, which they did successfully. The engine ran fine for around 8 months, and all of a sudden it went bang. And later on I'll actually post a video of the footage of what damage it actually did, but I'll tell you, it's PCV valve. They dropped inside the intake manifold and it got sucked in and stuck in that port over there. Eventually it decided to melt, and the little pin sits inside it, or should I say it's about a pin that's the size of it would be about 5mm wide and about 15mm long. Got jammed inside the valve, fell into the engine eventually, and basically it destroyed piston number 1, its valves, the head, massive crack in the piston, which I'll make a video of later. So anyway, I decided to pull an engine out the wreckers, and I'm actually in the process of restoring this car. It's been left sitting for around 8 months probably, just sitting in somebody's front yard, and I got it off him for a mate's rate deal with a blown motor. So anyway, this is the engine that I've gotten out of the wreckers. I've checked the Welsh plugs. They're all brass. So, and this engine has been out before because it's got a stream of pink numbers written all over the engine. Now I pulled it out of the wreckers, so that means that they never touched where they wrote the numbers is inaccessible. It's in behind the engine at the back of the rear of the motor. So anyway, I have the spark plugs, or should I say not spark plugs, the coil packs disconnected at the moment because I don't want the thing to start, as it has no exhaust system on it, and of course the fuel injectors. So down here we have all new sets of belts, new hoses going into the radiator, etc. I've renewed just about every hose that you can think of on here. Some may look original because they're just vacuum lines, and really they're in excellent condition, so I'm not worried about a few vacuum lines if they're going to go. This car is being done on the cheap, so got a battery temporarily hooked up with a charger because when we've been trialling out batteries, and I haven't had any good ones, so the car battery will have to do for now to turn her over. So new air filters, new spark plugs all the way through. This one has had the intake, or should I say not intake, the rocker cover gaskets and spark plug tube gaskets all replaced. Throughout, it is a fairly clean car. A couple of dents in panels in here to be noted, in the front of the car and in the back door. And I think there's a small dent here, but again, this car is going to be a cheap restore, so I ain't too worried about a little bit of dents, and neither is the new owner of this car, as they've put enough dents and live in a pretty rough area where dents seem to happen in their cars wherever they park it, so it doesn't really matter, and it's going to be sitting outside. It's already 4 years old, sorry. So underneath, I've had to replace the gearing that sits inside the diff housing over there, or the diff house extension housing. The gearing, the shaft, CVs on the right hand side, and I've checked over all the bushes. The shockers were replaced. I did find a good set of Mitsubishi originals, so that will do for passing a roadworthy, as this car won't be really used off-road. So be used probably a little bit off-road when the guy goes out and does his gold panning, but that's about it. So we'll go around. It's a beautiful car inside. I've had to fix all of the lighting inside the dashboard. So most of the lights were dead and it wasn't even coming on. Now that thing's flashing because we haven't got enough vacuum to pull the disconnectors off the front hubs, or should I say the front CV disconnectors, because that's actually what they do. So so we got a voltage meter, a voltmeter, a clinometer, oil pressure system or oil pressure gauge, and the rest of the goods. And of course it comes with nearly 3/4 or 2/3 of the tank of fuel. Air conditioning apparently still works, and the air conditioning compressor was only just, I disconnected it, or should I say pulled it off the motor and let it hang on a cable tie, so there shouldn't be an issue with that. And it's a full leather interior, beautiful, nice and comfy seats, and this seat's actually electric mirrors, windows, and all the gizmos. It's a Exceed, apparently, I think. So this thing has all the wood grain inserts around the stereo, etc, etc. Mirrors, we had to put new visors in because the old ones were missing, taken out and put in another Pajero. So electric seats. A pair of new rear taillights in the bumper bar. My advice to you, if you own a Pajero, go and buy one out of eBay. Don't go to the wreckers. They charge you $65 each, anywhere from 50 to 65. And you can get these two brand new on eBay aftermarket for around $59 plus a bit of postage. So why would you bother? In the back, there's not enough light in here actually, so a new door handle in the back here because this was broken. 4 roadworthy tyres and plus a spare which I haven't put on the door yet. So yeah, beautiful car. So I'm basically up to the stage now where we have to get an exhaust fixed, and this is why you don't get cowboys to do your system or do your car. This is the exhaust here, and as you can see I've got parts bloody everywhere. So inside the exhaust sits a oxygen sensor. Have a look at the thread, completely cactus, and I mean it is so bad that I can't screw it back in there. All I wanted to do was replace it, because being a car that's done 260,000 kilometres, I wasn't going to trust the thing. And even the inside of that is so cactus that I can't even screw up another one. So I've got to basically either get this cut out and put a new bung in, or go to the wreckers and get another one that's in good nick and forget about this one and throw it in the metal scrap. So the rest of the car is complete. Brand new grille, well, not brand new, second-hand grille, because the other one was cut for a winch. Don't know why, but it was. Even though this thing doesn't have a bull bar, it's a possibility that the old owner used to have it. A bonnet, which we've taken off and just laid there. Catalytic converter, which needs to go back. And outside we've got the nudge bar and a spare wheel. So, and yes, these wheels are off a Nissan Patrol, but it doesn't matter, it fits. So anyway, it's starting to rain, but I haven't cranked this over yet. Well, not at speed, only by hand. So it's got no exhaust, it has its fuel injectors turned off, and also its coil packs, so it won't start. I just want to see, and it's also dark out, so I don't want to annoy the neighbours. We are running with no exhaust, should I say. So we're going to turn this over now that the battery's full. yet. I think that's enough of a demo that it does turn over. Mind you that this engine hasn't been running for a very long time. So yeah, anyway, this is the Mattis Man, over and out.